what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. Today I actually wanted to go ahead and touch on a topic that I've touched on before, but I wanted to go ahead and see if we could take it a little bit deeper. I wanted to talk about marriage, but I wanted to talk about the essence of the marriage. Commitment. It's not for everyone. As you guys know, there's been many platforms out there so far where it's always talking about how the modern woman always wants to be a mother before they want to be a wife. Or the modern woman, they would like to have a boyfriend, but they really don't care about the relationship, the vibe. There's been so many cases out there where they just kind of feel like, women out there just don't have it up here anymore. And if you look on the lady side and you look at what the men are doing, they say that the men are on the BS. The men are full of shit. The men are out of pocket. You got the men who are traditional, but they want the IG model type to be the wifey type. They want the best of both worlds, and it's not happening, right? And then when they end up getting them, they'll wife them up, but they'll end up stepping out, right? I was just wanting to go ahead and start from the beginning. Let's go ahead and start with the so-called plethora of single mothers that you guys are all been, have you guys been hearing about? Even the ones that are celebrity, having babies, got one on the way or whatever, and they're not married. Marriage is not for everyone. Committing is not for everyone. It's not. I'm gonna tell you something. Do you know how tough it is to be committed to something? A lot of you guys can't even commit to a simple workout regimen. Some of you content creators are probably a little bit inconsistent. You guys can't keep uploading, the minimum of 2 videos per week, depending on what your niche is, right? But to commit is tough, and it's not for everybody. Some people out there actually commit to something that they love doing, something that they're passionate about, but not everybody is passionate about the other person. Some people just don't want to be bothered. Some people are okay with being alone, not okay with being lonely, but okay with being to themselves. Not everybody feels the need to be with somebody till death do them part. It's not. Commitment is tough. It's hard. A lot of you guys are actually dating. Let's look at this. Let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to talk about for the men for a second. A lot of my men out there, my brothers, a lot of you guys would like to be in a relationship with a woman, but it means that you actually have to commit to the numbers game. Hollering at women, cold approaching, going out on dates, or just talking to women. And it could be a bit exhausting, can't it? Unless you're a people person. Me, I used to love talking to people, but I admit it. There were times where I was like, okay, I'm not going out this weekend. I'm tired. I just stopped being committed to the freaking dating scene. I stopped being committed to the streets or whatever. But it happens. Commitment takes work, legit. And there are just some women out there that sees what's going on and maybe they just don't want to have anything to do with it. So yeah, some women out there, they would love to have a child, but they really don't want to deal with the husband. That's their prerogative, right? And of course you guys will say, well, let her be alone then, let her be a single parent mom. If that's what she want to do, she want to struggle on her own, let her struggle on her own. If that's her prerogative, that's her prerogative. I'm not saying that this woman is basically going to ask the man to sign all his rights over. Maybe she will, but I'm sure she's going to want the father to step in. But then again, you guys might say, but she wanted a baby, not me. Well, who said you got to knock her up? She could go to the bank and pretty much go ahead and get that donor slide in and, pop out one. And then she could go ahead and live her life as a mom. She can do her. But a lot of people out there are just not commitment oriented. And I'm not saying that they are lazy. Relationships do take work. Just think, you have one person to satisfy, one person to entertain. This is one person that is pretty much going to have you feeling up and down, and the same thing goes for them. You are going to be this one person that's going to drive them up the wall or make them happy. But you are one. And sometimes you're going to get a little bit tired and comfortable where you want to loosen up. Some of you ladies, y'all pretty much not going to want to always throw on makeup, foundation, contour. Some of y'all ain't going to want to always wear the little eyelashes or whatever and the wigs and the weave. Some of y'all just want to just go natural. Screw what he likes right now. But I just want to do me. I can't keep it up. Just like fellas, you're going to want a little cheat week. tired of hitting the gym there. When that's for my gym rats. You guys are gonna be tired of hitting the gym. Some of you guys are gonna like want the little, 5 o'clock shadow to grow for all my free shaving. Like me, I have a beard. I try to touch it up and keep it cool as much as I can. But yeah, it does get a little bit exhausting. Sometimes I don't have I want to have a moment where I could be a little bit, rough around the edges like right now, But me personally, I like to look good for me and I like to look good for y'all. I like to look good for my wife too. But it's tough being committed to something. But when it comes to being committed to a person, it's a little bit harder because you want to keep them. You want to keep them in your life, especially if they are someone of value, right? I know a lot of you men out there get a little bit exhausted because you guys are running into women that seem to be needing to be kept. And that's the problem. You guys are just finding attractive women and you guys are learning this attractive woman. And this is not for all the women. No, this is just for the fellas who just now learning that they're running into the kept women. They're running into women who are high maintenance, probably out of your salary range. Not me to take a jab, but these are women who are with you because you stunted. These women are with you because they figure like, hey, if I'm with him, he's going to go ahead and pay for me to look good now because this is what he likes, because what you women rock, it costs money. And a lot of you men, you guys have to commit to that, especially if you like it. And if she is used to her looking good with all of that stuff, hey, you can't knock that. You really can't. Commitment takes so much energy because even though you're dealing with that one person still might want to be entertained in a new way because things could get boring real quick. So just think, you have people out there who say, I'm cool on marriage because they are not ready to give their full, undivided, non-sexual attention to one person for life. They are just not there yet. Some of them are just not ready to be a family person yet. You can't make them. Not everybody is like American westernized yet. Not everybody can be a family person. And some of you dudes, y'all get upset when y'all hear it from the women, especially attractive women. Y'all already quick to call them a slut or a hoe quick because they are stating, I'm not ready to commit. Yeah, they're young. Let them go do them. They'll do whatever. Trust me, they'll commit when it's time to commit. But some women out there don't feel that they are able to put in all that energy just to entertain this one man all the time, whether it's sexually or whether it's socially. They just can't. They're just like, okay, I'm bored. Next. Some people just don't have it in them to commit. It's work. People who actually have jobs, it gets a little bit tough when you are assigned to a project and this project is so long, it drains you. It's hard to commit to that project, but if you want to get your bag, you want to get your bonus, you're going to go ahead and prevail in that commitment and keep on going until that is done. But when you're in a relationship, it's never done. Things are never over, especially in a marriage. The only thing that actually may excite the marriage is children. That's about it. But even when the kids come, you guys still got to come back to each other and remember, hey, besides being parents, we are married. We are in a committed relationship. We have a soul tie to get back to, and it is tough, but it can be draining. And not everybody is equipped to that. There were some people who dropped out of athletics and sports because they were too tired of, going to practice all the time. And that's what's happening here. We have a lot of people who have not practiced dating. They don't practice it daily. They don't do that. So when they end up settling down and getting with one person, it's like, cool. And that's why they get comfortable. They feel like they don't have to try hard anymore to keep the person because they already got them. And then when marriage comes around, it's like, okay, I really don't have to do nothing because I'm married. And for some of you, that's why sex dies out, But don't get on other women or men because they don't want to commit. Committing is some straight up G shit. It is. Because this is work. And anybody who tell you who've been married for years or in a committed relationship for years, they will let you know it takes all the energy in the world to maintain that relationship, and not everybody is equipped to do that. Anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and throw that vid out there. But y'all know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.